Class versus crass would be the first way I'd put it. Well, on the one hand, you've got a very humble, dignified, sometimes criticized for being too much like Mr. Rogers sort of personality, who's dedicated his whole life to helping and serving others, and probably has had the greatest impact on millions of people after the presidency than any other president. And then you've got another person that's dedicated to feeding their humongous ego, who is a hedonistic narcissist, who's devoid of common decency, and is interested in enhancing his personal brand. Let's see if anyone watching this can figure out which one is which. Carter, class, Trump, crass. I mean, I know that a lot of people will criticize Carter for his presidency, but let's not forget what he did. He brought about the Panama Canal Treaty, the Camp David Accords, normalized relations with China. Carter deregulated railroads, trucking, airlines, telephones, and his energy conservation program actually got the United States to quit importing over 50% of its oil. I mean, it's sometimes forgotten. I really believe that if a helicopter had not crashed in the desert of Iraq, and our military had succeeding in rescuing the bulk of those 52 American hostages, Carter would have been reelected. And it's scary. Donald Trump, to me, is very, very scary because he's using his public bigotry over immigration to appeal to a largely white, non-college educated Republican voters who are extremely frustrated and fearful. And I believe that the insecurity in America is far deeper than we think, and this is why he's still leading in the polls. How else do you explain a candidate selling the idea that he will solve the very complex and nuanced problem of immigration by building a wall that he will be able to force the Mexicans to pay for? Really? Really? I think Carter is really the image of Christ. When you think about what kind of Christ-like president should we have, Carter would be my choice. And he has handled himself with dignity. I mean, in this age when we have a baker refusing to bake a cake for a gay wedding, and in faith we have a minister praying for a president to die, and in faith we have terrorists planting bombs at the finish line of a marathon, in faith we have mosques that are vandalized, shot, and burned, in faith we have televangelists asking for $65 million for a private jet, and no one's really even surprised anymore. That's not really faith. Carter came out with the announcement that he has cancer, and his faith was, I'm okay. I'll be in God's hands. I've always been in God's hands. So be it. Just as Mary said, so be it, when God put the call of carrying the Son of God in her belly and for all of the world to see, so be it. That's faith. I hope America will look a little bit about its faith when it looks for our future president.